is up, guys? Moderate Mods, and today we are doing something super special. You already seen, but the reason you're clicking on this video, we're going to be doing the Oracle aftermarket LED side mirrors. So today we're going to be doing the full install. I'm going to take you step by step, give you some tips, show you a few things that they did miss in their install portion of it. But it's very small. It's just something that might make the job a tiny bit easier and a little bit less headachy. But all in all, it's a super easy job. I would say this job total is going to take you about 35 to 45 minutes, 15 roughly per side. And following along with this video, you should have no issues at all. I already done the driver's side of my vehicle to kind of run through, figure out how everything works, get, all the quirks out and everything like that. I do not have it powered up yet, but I will show you exactly how we're going to power it up. I'm going to show you what it looks like compared to the other, show you what it looks like on the car, and then we'll dive right into the install, guys. Thanks for checking this one out and enjoy. Okay, guys, so coming up to the rear of the car here, I have the driver's side OEM mirror, and this is the passenger side Oracle mirror. I did get the painted Oracle mirrors, and these are ghosted. So ghosted is going to mean that the actual turn strip itself is smoked out, blended in to the color. So you can obviously see the slight indentation, but you won't see it as easy, but you will see it as soon as it emits the light. And by the way, I did test and the lighting is very, very clean. But overall, just sizing comparison, if I hold this one up, you can kind of see compared to the OEM, it is a little bit longer. It is a rather weird looking design as well when you're holding it, but when it gets on the car, as you can see right there, it's a super sleek and clean look. I'm going to tell you now, it's a learning curve. When I just backed my car out to put it in the different location, I looked in my passenger mirror and then I cracked her left to my driver, and I was like, what in the world? Like it blew me for a twist because it's just so different, but I'm sure I'll get used to it really, really quick. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it gives it more of a sports car, just a razor edge type of look. Now, granted, the C6 does have more of a bubblier style body, but there are just some really smooth, sleek cuts in it that look really, really good, and the mirrors really, really fit that a lot better than the super bubbly mirrors that come on the car. So let me go over there and kind of show you what the difference is compared to the two, and then we'll jump right into the install. So just coming up on the passenger here, this is the OEM. Nothing you haven't seen before, just to kind of recap. And let's go ahead and jump to the driver. Boom. Look at that. Super, super clean. And like I said before, that ghosted look, guys, you can barely, if you even can, see that line. I love that look so, so much. But this is the painted black ghosted Oracle lights. Absolutely love the look. Mounts up super clean, flush, super, super easy, guys. You're going to see exactly how to do that, and you'll retain all your OEM, powered mirrors, all that good stuff. And I'm going to show you what you need to unhook and what to do from there. I will say, in my case, I went ahead and did not buy the XM edition, just simply because I have an aftermarket radio already. And I, asked a couple questions and they directed me. I didn't need to, but you will have to actually unhook the XM cable. So I'll show you where that is, but you won't have to worry about running that back. If you do want to know, obviously I'll show you, but it's the same as reverse. When you take something out, you just put it back exactly where it was. But again, all in all, that's the overall look of it. Super sleek, super, super clean. And it just really fits the design of the car so much better. And also the width of it, it really does give you a really good range of visibility. I feel like it almost eliminates some of that blind spot you get in the original lights. For some odd reason, it might be the design, or the glass itself, but it really does look super, super good. So with that being shown, let's go ahead and jump into the install of these mirrors. Okay, guys, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove two T30 screws that are holding in the door panel. A T30 bit looks just like this. It is a Torx bit, and to access the screws, the first one is behind this panel, or this little button right here. you can simply get in with any tool, pry back, and it'll come right out. And if you look right inside there, right there, you see the first one. And then panning back out, coming in up underneath, there's a small hole. And inside there, there's the other. You want to remove those two, and then we'll go to pop off the panel. All right, guys, so if you're doing the driver's side, you will have a small panel right here. You want to pop off. I'm using a little sharp edge tool here. Pry on the edge of it, and it will pop right out. Once you pop that out, you will see there are the two T30 bolts for the driver's side door. They are very easy to access, and just go ahead and take those out. Okay, guys, so next thing you can do is just push in and remove your little door button there. Just set that in there. And next thing you want to do is push this through, and then you can take off the panel. To remove the panel, it's very simple. You just start at the bottom and get your finger under there. Anywhere there's a small like divot right there where you can get your finger in, and then you just pull off. And you're gonna see it pops right off, super, super easy. Work your way around, one more, and then it hooks at the top. So once you get that off, you can lift up and it comes off. And I did all that with one hand, so that should show you how this job shouldn't be too bad to do. But I'm gonna rest this on my leg. Next thing you have is the actual harness. These are these GM, well, not GM, I should say, but just these harnesses all over the place in this car that you simply pull up on, and it's almost like a self-clicking, self-locking harness. Pull back, and then it will open up. There you go, right there. So pull all the way back, and then this comes right out. Super, super easy. And now that you got all that disconnected, it looks like you didn't even actually have to disconnect the button, but I did anyways. Once you get all that disconnected, set your door panel off to the side, and now we can begin the next portion of the job. So the next portion of the job is going to be to remove these harnesses. So start with the speaker harness by pushing in, just like that. And then you have two more harnesses here. You have one of them is the XM power harnesses, and then the other power harnesses. Just remove these by simply hooking back on this and then pulling out. This one I might not be able to do with one hand. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put the phone down on this one, but pull back on that one and pull that out, and same on that one, pull back and then pull out and remove those two. Okay, so once you have those two removed, you can now take out the 4 7mm bolts that are holding on your door panel speaker here. And obviously make sure this harness is unplugged again, and just set that off to the side. And then once you get the speaker removed, take it off, and then again set that to the side, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, guys, so I am working on a 2007. I'm not going to say it's like this on all of them, but I will say if your car is a little bit older like mine, you might run into this issue, or if you have a 2007, you might. In the video, they kind of showcase how it's rather simple to just push these through. It is not that simple. It is not hard to do, but it's not like a simple just immediately pop through, at least in my case. So there is this little, pretty much a little gasket here, or whatever you want to call it, that's kind of holding this in. You're going to need something that you can hook in and push through, and you're going to want to work your way all the way around like that. And just make sure you don't puncture anything. Obviously, if you're using a sharp tool like I am, just be careful. Use the back end. Work your way around and push that through. And once you get that through, I will show you the next step, because there are a few clips in here actually holding this on. So, you know, again, it's not as easy as just pushing it through than taking out the bolts. We're going to have to go ahead and unclip all the clips holding the wires in, and then we can undo the bolts and immediately pull this right out. So just work this out and push it through. Okay, so I used my tool there with two hands, and I pushed it in, and I was able to push these two through. So now go ahead and just push those through like so. And now we can access the rest of the retaining clips in the inside. Let me show you what those look like. All right, so we're going to show you the two retaining clips, the two retaining clips, guys. I will say too, make sure your window is down for the install. And just be delicate when you're doing it. You can see, you know, mine is tinted. And if yours is, you will easily tell your window's right there, but you just want to make sure you don't want to clip it or hit it or anything. But coming in, you're going to have 2 clips that are holding these wires on even more, to where they're not fully free. So coming up under, you got that one white clip there that you can push out and get it out of the hole. And then you'll see exactly how on the back end here, it just holds in and pretty much anchors those wires together to keep it out of the way of the window track. And then the next one, if you come up in even more, there is another clip. Let me actually find it with my hand first. Okay, so there's another clip right there, that black one. And you can see the 3 10mm bolts that we're going to need to remove the entire mirror. But that clip there and that white clip are actually holding in the power harness. So you want to make sure you get those out first and you have full range of motion of those wires before you unscrew these, because then once that's dangling, you don't want to have to be fighting to hold that and pull those clips out. So go ahead and remove those 2 clips by, again, just pulling them out of the holes. They're both just little push pin style right into some metal holes there. See the other one that is right there. Pull those out, make sure they're unclipped, and then we'll show you how to get those 3 10mm bolts out. So let me just show you guys real quick what those 2 clips look like. You have this one here, which goes on like that, and to remove it, push down and pull off. And you can just clip it out, but if you're having trouble reaching your hand back there, because it is like this when it's installed, just go ahead and pull it out, then you can unclip. And then here's the other one here. I unfortunately did kind of snap the pin back there, so if it is in the way, I'll just have to zip tie or something like that. But that one is same concept, a clip in just like so. So get those 2 removed, and then you're gonna have your wires dangling like this. There's one more wire you have to remove, and that is your XM satellite wire, and that is down here. Let me show you exactly how to get to that. All right, guys, so coming into the passenger cab, right here, you're gonna have these plastic right here, and it appears that this has already been broken. So there is a plastic piece here. Using a pry tool, you can access this little push tab here and then pry down and pull it out like that and get you clean, easy access. But it appears, me never taking this down before, looks like it's been broken. So there's another push tab here, and let me get up in there. The other push tab right there. Pry that down and you will gain access to this little compartment here. And in this compartment, just like that. So once you got the 2 tabs down, coming up in here, you're gonna see a little plastic housing right there. That plastic housing is like a weather cover. To remove that, you can simply get your fingers in there. I'll try to get the camera for you. Go from the bottom, push up, and it'll open up. You can pull that back and out the way to a point. And you want to find your XM wire. Guys, so it's a very small wire. And what you can do is, it looks like it's attached, but it's not. It's just kind of hooked on something. What you can do is wiggling the wire that's in the mirror already will give you access. But right here, it is a free wire. You just kind of got to get it past all that stuff, and it is pretty tough to get. But again, like, these are just those things that they don't really show you in the video. After lifting that compartment up right here, use the same trick you did with the clips on the door panel. Get your little tool in there and then pull this right out. And once you get that out, you should be able to pull it right through the weather rubber right there and get it in here, and we should be able to take off our 10s. So just take that little yellow clip off. Okay, and for my guys that are doing it on the driver's side, it's the same concept. You just want to pull back on that little box there. Again, it's right above the interior hood release. And then reach in, find the foamy padding protecting the harness. You can pull it out just like that. Again, it's free, just like passenger side. And use your little tool, open it up, and you're all set on that side. Okay, guys, so once you got that out, and I know I'm saying that like that wasn't pretty challenging, but once you got that out, you should be able to just fish it through. Make sure you're not caught on anything. It's nice and free. Like me, I'm over here caught on something. Okay, so now nice and free, and I got that through. So now we got that through. We're gonna wanna go in and remove our 3 10mm bolts. Let me show you what those look like. All right, guys, so now that you have that removed, you can see we have 4 holes here. These 3 holes are gonna be what we're gonna be using. In my case, they were all covered up by some adhesive tape right here. So I just cut holes in them, and going through, you'll be able to see each bolt. So there's 1, 2, and way up in there. Let me get here. I'll go in from this bottom so you can see. So the other one is right there. So those 3 right there, you can access them through these holes. It's not as hard as it actually looks. And again, like I said, there's tape. So right here you can see, if I pull that tape just out the way. Sorry to get my camera in there. Right there, you can gain straight access. So just using a 10mm socket with an extension and a ratchet tool, socket wrench, or a drill, you should be able to remove those 3 bolts. What you want to do is, before you move the bolts, just make sure you're 100% free. All your wiring is loose, because when you take these 3 out, you then will be able to pull this whole mirror directly out, along with all the wiring and everything else. So let me go ahead and undo that, and then let's pull this thing out. All right, guys, I got my 3 removed. And another tip, do not be worried about dropping them. Try your best not to, but if you do, you will have access right here. They will fall in and you'll be able to grab them. But we got all our wires loose. These are all disconnected. So if we get a nice wiggle just to break that OEM seal free, and just like that, you have it. You can see here, it's very nasty under there, but let me just work these with my hand and keep pulling through. Get all the fittings through, get your XM through, and boom, there is your old mirror. So again, like I said, guys, not too horrible, not too horrible. But we got that done now. So now what we're gonna do is just clean up this area. Get all this nastiness out, all this corrosion and just nasty, soapy, dirty water that I've had in here over the years. Clean this area up, and then we will run our new one right through. Okay, guys, so we got the area cleaned up. Before installation, you want to make sure you remove the 3 little booties over the studs on the new mirror, and take the rubber gasket, slide it up, and slot the screw holes through. And then what you want to do is drop your lines in and just get them to where they're by the speaker. Pull it through nice and gently while bringing this in. Align these into the hole, and then pull through again, like pull your lines all the way through, let it sit there, and then go ahead and reattach your 3 screws, get those down nice and tight, and then we will get on to the next step. All right, so now that we got our mirror mounted up nice and snug, we got our 3, get up under there so you can see, 3 10mm bolts in there, nice and snug. Make sure your gasket is on there good as well. Okay, so now that you check that it's firm, you want to go ahead and run our wires through. So we're going to run the wire right through the little hole that it originally came out of. And just like that, you can pull it through. Just be careful pulling it through. It's a lot easier with 2 hands, but fish all the wires through. It's not too bad. Push through like that. And you get a ton of positive wire, because you are going to have to run that through a spot, and I'll show you how to do that next. Make sure you take your little boot that comes with, have that ready. Go ahead and push in your harness into the corresponding spot, which that one is going to be right here. Again, I didn't have the XM harness, so I only have the 1 connector. But you just want to fit it in and push it right on through like that. You hear a nice click, and then you can push the little bit of excess through and take your boot and pull your boot and pop that in just like that. Now you got that all in and connected. Now we can go ahead and tap in our ground and our positive we're gonna run through. All right, guys, so now what we're gonna do is the ground. So coming off the car, we have, or the harness, we have the ground wire. I just looped it in the little spots right here. And then I went ahead and attached right here a harness, or a, not a harness piece, a little, I don't even know the word for it, a little adapter piece pretty much here. They come with the pack. They give you a bunch of extras, so if you mess one up or if you didn't get it on right, you can use the an extra. And what it is you want to splice open, so you want to just pretty much open up the wire. If you can see in there, I opened up the wire a little bit, just cut, had some copper exposed, pushed it through, and then just squeezed down. And what it did was it creates a pin connection here. And the other connector is right here. You want to come to the main harness coming off the door, and you want to locate the black wire, which is right there. With that, you want to then take this loop here, go up under the black wire, just like that. And then with it in place, you want to just clamp down on it like that. And you're going to want to use a pair of pliers or something like that. Crimp down on that, and then you just simply connect in your piece right there. I'll show you exactly what that looks like. And there it is. With the one piece clipped in, bit down, you're splicing into your ground. You have that piece that's clipped in, and now you're clipped in right there. So that is now grounded via this power source here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our power wire, and what I did is I just ran it through the other hole that's right here, and I pulled it through the speaker area, got all my slack out, and then I ran it through the boot right here. Make sure you still have this area open. Obviously, you didn't close everything back up. You're going to want to use something to get it through. I used, I don't see it around here. Oh, right here. I used this. This is just an old antenna, just as a fish pretty much. So I just took some tape. I taped one end and I pushed it through the boot and put my other hand on that side in there, and I pulled it, grabbed the wire, and pulled the slack through. You want to get it taut. You know, you don't have to worry about being like extremely tight or anything like that. It's not going to get crimped or caught or anything. But that's how I got it through. So go ahead and find a way. If you want, you can use my way. I think it's going to probably be the simplest way. But anything you have that can help you fish that through is going to make the job a lot easier, because it's going to be pretty tough. You could use your hands and kind of open it in there, but I just went the safe route because I didn't want to cause any leaks or anything in between the gasket. And just use this right here, fish it through. You can grab it with your hand, and then, like I said, pull the slack through, and then use your tool or bar or hanger or anything to fish it through that little hanger spot or boot spot there. Let me show you what that looks like. So there we have it. I got it taped up. I pushed it through, coming up under. You can see it's right there. So now you can take your hand, grab it off of your hanger, bar, whatever, and pull your excess off. Set that down to the side. You can pull this through. Now, should be right through your boot there and good to go. So, like I said, not very hard at all, guys. Pretty easy. And now we have our power wire through. So that's all good to go. Now we want to hang up our harness with our existing clips to make sure that it is not going to be in the way of the window track. Very, very, very important, guys. So make sure you get your harnesses hung back up. Again, clip it on and then push this one into the existing hole that was back there, and you should be clear and out of the way. All right, guys, so now we got our pieces back up there. We have our red wires through. Again, everything I've done on this side so far, you're going to do on the driver's side. The only difference is you're going to have to run the red wire from the driver's side to over here. So to do that, obviously you would fish it in the same concept. What I did was I came around, I wrapped it up, I put it up top there, came through, went along the side panel here, through, around here, down, through there, came back up under here, and now I'm ending up right back here. So it is a little bit of plastic popping, but you can get it. It's not too crazy, just a little time consuming to get all around all the plastics and everything. Once you got it there though, you're going to take out a T30 screw. It is right here on your manual door release, a very long screw there. And that's going to give you a little bit more access. You're going to pull the plastic rocker panel off here, set it to the side, stick your hand in here. You're going to grab a large black taped up wire here. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to expose the wires in the inside here. To expose the wires, just take a nice sharp blade, gently cut along the seam here, and you will expose the wires. You don't have to put much pressure at all. I cut very, very gently, and I let it almost cut itself open, using my fingers to kind of make sure we're cutting on the same line there. Just cut nice and gently until you can expose some wire. Once you expose some wire, you're going to want to then find the brown wire. And I'll show you what the brown wire looks like. All right, guys, so I got it cut open. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This setup was a little bit harder than most of the videos I've seen, and even on the Oracle video, it seemed like it was rather hard to find. I'm going to best describe this I can to you guys. So this is 2023. This is the newest video I think out there for this install. And what I found is in my car, I got a 2007 Z51. I don't know if it maybe comes with some more harnesses or what, but mine was a lot thicker than everybody's. And I'm looking and I'm like, I see multiple browns. Well, what I think they, failed to mention is there is one rather very distinctive, thicker, dark brown, almost looks black, but I got it right next to the black one so you can see that you're going to want to find. It was buried in there. I just kept digging through and I finally found it. I used a pair of pliers to kind of pry up to get it to where it was exposed. And what you're going to do is you're going to tie it in just the same way you did this one here. So you're going to take your bottom connector, connect it in on the brown, crimp down, and you're going to want to tie the two reds together. So let me go ahead and get those wires connected in, spliced in, just like I showed you on here, and we'll show you that step. And for those of you who wanted to see what it looks like to splice them both together, just in case you've never seen it before, I cut them both and I got them wrapped together. So now they are both as one dual power source. All right, guys. So I've been here for about 10-15 minutes trying to figure something out, because the way I want mine set up is I do not want it to power on with the lights. I want it to be an only turn signal functioning light. So I've been searching and scouring through the internet, and I read one forum talking about something about the computer and a relay switch, because in our car, unfortunately, we don't have like that yellow turn signal style, single bulb, both our taillights and all that. So it's really tough to work with all the relays and stuff. So this is going to be for my guys that are wanting to do turn signal only. Now, this is not going to work if you don't have what I have or something in the likes of it. So what I'm going to show you is, real quick, if you're wanting to do it with the lights only, function on when the lights turn on, you can tap into that brown, tie your two together, connect in, boom, you're done. You're going to go on to the next step. If you're wanting to do the turn signals, I'm going to show you what I found out. So I have, and there's a video on the install on this, a third brake light that lights up, as you can see right there, quick little clip of it, lights up, showcases, a nice little hatch light almost. I really like the look. So with the design of that, it came with this relay box, and the relay box splits into the left and the right turn signal. I went over to the relay box, and obviously I'm going to run these wires through, but I tapped into the turn signals, and I found that, connecting to each own, and if you're like me and you forget things very easily, make sure you mark the correct side. So I put a black streak on the side that is left or right, vice versa. I can't remember exactly which one is which, because when I tested, they were actually reversed. When I turned my left turn signal on, my right turned on. But if I just switch those two, the power will go to the proper side. And I found that when you power on the hazards, they both light up. When you flick on the left turn signal, the left flashes, the right flashes. Granted, right now I have hyper flash due to LEDs in the taillights. New taillights coming soon. Stay tuned for those babies. But when I relieve the hyper flash, these will not hyper flash. So I guess I could also describe it in the way of, if you have anything in your car that uses the turn signal power and takes that power and puts it in its own power source, tap into that power source. That's going to give you the power you need, because all you're really trying to find now is the power for the mirrors themselves, for the illumination. So really you need something that's going to relay switch the power to the turn signals. So I'm sorry to keep rambling on about it, but again, I'm going to show you one more time. I got it teed in to that box right there. The two yellows were my turn signals, and this is going to function perfectly, just how I wanted. I'm stoked about that. I'm super, super excited. All right, my guys. So it's the next day. Well, here we are. I got my wire ran through the car. I'll show you what that looks like in a sec, but got that all ran through. I have my corresponding wires connected, the proper ones that I marked to showcase left and right. And now pretty much what we have to do is just cover this all back up and then rebuild our door here. And we're pretty much finished. But again, I got it all ran through here. So practically invisible. Still need to put this back in, like twist on the little hanger, but practically invisible. Can't see. Actually, it is invisible. Can't see it at all. And have it ran through, tied in. So now I'm going to reinstall my rocker panel piece there with all this wire hidden underneath, tucked back in. Reinstall my T30 bit holding in my manual door latch. And then one more time, check everything. Make sure my mirror is properly tightened and connected. And then we will just redo our steps. We'll connect our speaker back, clip in that harness right here, and then clip in our main harness to our door panel and attach our door panel, and we will be 100% good to go. So let me go ahead and clip this on and then redo these steps. All right, guys, so everything is put back together, and pardon the noise, it's loud, but as you can see, I got it set up to where it's running off my turn signals. Currently, I have my hazards on. And obviously, I'm going to get you some night shots too, but just wanted you to see how they look. In the camera, they do look more amber. In real life, they're kind of on the redder side than amber, to be honest with you. But, you know, still looks good. So let me go ahead and turn off turn on my left turn signal. Remember what I told you about the hyper flash. So it's going to hyper flash just simply because that's just where I'm at right now. But as you can see, the left has no lighting at all. Go ahead, or the right, I'm sorry. And go ahead and turn on the... Boom. Look at that. Nothing going on over there. I love the ghosted look, guys. It looks so smooth. And honestly, the beauty of this is, even if you got it and you didn't even want to set up your power, you don't even have to. The Ghost is so smooth you can't even see it. So you wouldn't even have to run power if you didn't want to. So right then and there, you can see I got my power mirrors going and they look absolutely flawless. Love this look. Love it. All right, guys. So there you have it. You've seen everything. I love YouTube for this exact reason. This is the beauty of YouTube. So I've had these on for about 2 days now. And obviously, you're looking at the install video. I will say I did find one issue, and the one issue was that my power mirrors were not working. I was looking up on what the issue was about, and I found it's a common issue on specific models of vehicles. So mine had the two harnesses, and the mirrors themselves came with one harness. What I found was that there is a pin switch around that you need to do. Right here is the image of the pins. The driver and passenger are different setups. So I'm going to drop a video on how to do that. If you're watching this install video now, more than likely, unless I just dropped this video, there's a good chance that my harness video is not up yet. And if you're watching this video, check the comments. I'll have the harness video pinned so you can watch that to get to that part, get that done before you close everything up like me. But I will absolutely be dropping a video on that probably in a day or two here. I'm going to do the install maybe tomorrow. It is the weekend. So I'll get that done for you guys and that video uploaded as well. But right now they are on. It's rainy outside, so I'm not taking it out right now, and it's too much of a hassle to clean it when it does get rainy on. So I love them though. I hope you guys enjoy the night shots that you're about to see, the daytime shots as well. And thank you again for checking this out. And I'll see you on the pin video if you have that issue. If not, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you guys. Peace.
da da